Just why though? Why?
Holla at me, baby, bust it open, bring it back. I'm the realest killer in it, I don't even need to act. Throwing up the racks, I'm just throwing up the racks, baby.
Hello guys, Chelsea have lost 2-0 away in the League Cup to Newcastle United. We have been knocked out of the competition. Chelsea's B team not looking so great anymore. And I'm annoyed. I'm frustrated. Firstly, with a lot of the performers, and not the ones you'd expect, some of the more senior guys in the Chelsea team really played badly. But I'm probably more frustrated and upset with the Chelsea manager. He's basically thrown this game. Obviously, he wanted to win it because the B team's strong. But he had so many players that weren't utilised in this game. Like players like, I know James isn't going to play, but Gusto, Caicedo, Lavia, Jackson, Neto, even Sancho. Players like, that can affect this game. Just not even one sub. One sub and Noni Madueke for right wing because we were playing Keane and Dewsbury Hall at right wing for like over an hour, whatever it is. It's pretty disgraceful, really. The Chelsea manager is obviously prioritising the league, the game against Manchester United on the weekend on Sunday. But come on, bruv. We're in a quarter-final if we win this game. We haven't won this competition in 9 years or a decade next season by the time we're back in it. What? We haven't won a domestic trophy in 6 years. Come on. Anyway, we're going to get into it. Thanks for joining me, guys. Thank you for supporting the content, as always. I love you all very much, despite my frustration right now. We are hopefully on the road to 200,000 subscribers, nearly on 190k, so thank you for subscribing and liking, and if you do choose to subscribe, hit the bell. Alright, mate, so yeah, we obviously just beat Newcastle at home in the league last time out, 2-1. This would be a more tougher test, and he made 11 changes, the Chelsea manager. Eddie Howe only made, I think he made 5 changes, 4 or 5, but one of those was Anthony Gordon returning to the side, and you still had like Anthony, I'll show you the lineups in just a moment. You know what, let's just freaking jump in now. I'm using SofaScore. As you can see, attacking momentum, the second half was all Chelsea, but it was blunt, pointless, and it was, playing in their half, but doing absolutely nothing. Maybe a little bit more even, slightly more dominant to Newcastle in the first half, where they got their first 2 goals, of course, Isak and Disasi. It lined up like this. So this is a strong Newcastle side at home. Nick Pope, Lloyd Kelly, Fabian Schär, Emil Kraft, Lewis Hall. Also, we saw Livramento come on. Midfield free of Joel Linton, Sandro Tillani, their boy Sean Longstaff that they all love over there. And of course, we saw Bruno Guimaraes come on. Joe Willock, Isak, and Gordon. These are good players. And then we saw the ultimate B team, 11 changes, Philip Jorgensen in goal. And guys, we are going to talk about individual performances. It's really important, including the manager, so do keep it locked. Jorgensen in goal, Kukurea, who for me was, I know they've given Tosin a good rating here, but I thought some of his passing was abysmal. The Monaco boys disgracing themselves, respectively. Disasi playing at right back, which is just, I never, ever want to see this again, dude. Ever. Get Josh Achimpong's contract sorted out, because this is just disgraceful. Badiashile, Mark Kukurea, for me, the only one doing anything out of that back line. I include the goalkeeper there. Renato Vega with an uncharacteristically really terrible game. The lowest rated player on Chelsea's. I can't believe we made just 1 sub. I'm going to get into that. Fernandez, I was really disappointed with him. Look at his heat map. He was the captain on the day. He did make 1 key pass. Look, this is no good. Completed 1 of 8 crosses. 1 of 8 crosses. That is poor. He completed half his long balls. Did he do anything else? Lost possession 23 times. You can't see it. 23 times to Newcastle, who for the second half just said, yeah, you can have the ball completely, mate. That is so poor. Renato Vega. I know I'm usually just at the end, but I want to have a quick look now. Renato Vega, 0 out of 2 long balls, 2 out of 6 ground duels, no aerial duels won. He only lost possession 6 times, but he wasn't that kind of player. Ruddy heck, mate. Dewsbury Hall, our right winger, who played an hour, had 12 passes in an hour against a team that were happy generally. He did complete 2 out of 2 dribbles. He did win 4 out of 4 ground duels, but still, so I'm not going to dig him out too much. He is not a right winger. Mudryk and Kunku, we'll come back and maybe talk about those guys, the more like senior players. Let's talk about the stats in this game. Do it by half. So as you can see on the left-hand side of your screen here, we have the stats. Yes, 2 big chances in the first half from Newcastle, and they scored 2 goals. They smelt blood. We created 0 because it was a terrible first half performance. Second half, we created 2, so as roles reversed to their 0. We didn't score any goals. We had 11 shots. We did go to play a little bit, but it was complete. For me, it was lacking and massively lacking. Didn't know what the ruddy heck they were doing. Let's walk you through the goals then. Isak scores, and for me, it's like it's bad from. I originally was going to blame Benoit Badiashile for like not receiving the pass and running, but for me, it was a bad pass from Philip Jorgensen, the goalkeeper. He should look at where Badiashile is and be like, right, that is not a appropriate position for a reception of a pass. He just literally. And he has to run to it, and it was just an embarrassing moment. Isak, who's miraculously fit and scoring against Chelsea, they score and they go ahead. And 3 minutes later, it's an own goal by Disasi. It's a little bit unfortunate in terms of the own goal because it's not a conventional like you've like headed or like deflected it in. The ball it was a bit of a deflection, and the way the ball was coming in and knocked. It was a little bit unfortunate, but Disasi's poor performance earned that own goal, if you ask me. And yeah, there you go. Second half, absolutely nothing went down, bro. They made 5 changes as is their allowance. We made 1. Dewsbury Hall, the right winger that's not a right winger, for Noni Madueke. And look, he didn't name that. He put in the squad that he named, right? Levi Colwill instead of Badiashile, because he plays so many passes, could help this game. Cesare Cassidy in the midfield, like instead of Renato Vega, can help win this game. Carney Chukwuemeka, Cole Palmer are 2 highly influential and creative players in the final third win this game. Why do you not do this? Why are you naming the manager threw this game for me? Like let's talk about player performances a little bit more. So who comes out with any credit firstly? For me personally, feel free to comment yours in the comments. I probably think 2 players. And that's down the left-hand flank. I think Mark Cucurella playing as a left-back, inverting into the sort of midfield area, and indeed inverting into the sort of left pocket, left number 10 position. I'm sure his heat map represents that right up until there. And I think Mudryk, because my standards for Mudryk aren't very high at the moment, and when I see him influence a game and raise the level of the team around him, I have to be happy with him. And yeah, he got 90% pass accuracy, made 2 key passes, didn't complete only 1 out of 5 crosses, but that was apparently a theme. Only 1 out of 3 dribbles, which is not like him, although he won 7 out of 11 ground duels, which is very, very impressive, especially for a winger. So he's very, very combative, winning lots of duels, making 2 key passes, which is probably the 2 big chances in the second half. Lost possession 17 times, which is a lot, but the further you go up, the more likely that's going to happen. And Enzo behind him was well into the 20s. Drew 4 fouls, made a couple of tackles. And look, it wasn't amazing. It wasn't a vintage performance from Mudryk, but it's, I'll take what I can from him at the moment, so I'm not going to whinge about that. But, bro, bad performance. Joao Felix, Christopher Nkunku, they're your guys in this game, aren't they? 2 absolutely sensational players. Best part of 100 million, those 2 guys. I thought they were probably relatively good value in terms of their transfer fees. I know he hit the post, Joao Felix. I know he had a couple of moments that he just messed up and went wide. I think he hit the post, but he had like a couple of close calls. But like him and Nkunku, they are the guys that are supposed to unlock Newcastle United in the cup. They are, and maybe it's down to them. Maybe it's down to. Look, I think Nkunku's misprofiling. He's not a striker. He's just not. I've said it on the channel loads and loads and loads. He's an amazing player. I do wonder if he'll be with us next season. Not because he's not quality, but because he's not a striker. If we're only going to play him as a striker, and I kind of get that, by the way, he might get farmed out to left wing in a pinch, but Enzo Maresca is going to be playing Christopher Nkunku as a centre forward. He's not a centre forward. He's just not a centre forward. And when you're going up against, Newcastle defence and Dan Burns come on to join the party with the other good defenders, what's he going to do? They're supposed to combine in tight spaces in the box. They're 2-0 up. They slapped us. They smelt blood early doors. They slapped us 2-0 and they were like, right, 60 minutes or not even that, 55 minutes. Thank you very much. See you later, boys. And you're like, you're not going to do anything. We were putting crosses into the box. For who? For who? That's all very well doing on set piece, and we got a lot of corners, but it didn't look like Tosin, Badiashile, and Axel Disasi, who, by the way, are all big boys, and Renato Vega as well. There's 4 players there that can be winning and scoring headers in the box. Never once felt a sniff of confidence that these men were going to do it. And then, an open play, just scooping in crosses into the box for who? Joao Felix is good on the break with his head, glancing header, and so is Nkunku. Nkunku, if he can ghost into space when the team's confident. But for this, in this scenario, it's just, I was going to swear, it's not good. And we just didn't prepare. For me, Maresca said, I think there was a certain, I'm not going to say arrogance, but a profound level of pragmatism that is just so frustrating. Look, we'll go to Newcastle, we'll bring the B team, we'll rest everyone, and see you later. Why did he bring Cole Palmer? If he's not going to bring Caicedo, Lavia, Neto, Nicholas Jackson, these really effective players, then why do you bring Cole Palmer? I will bring him if we're losing, him and Noni Madueke. It's almost like we're not going to win this game. I'm not even going to bring Cole Palmer on. Do you know what I mean? What happens if we score if we get one back on the 55th minute in the second half, right? So let's say when Noni Madueke comes on, he comes on the 57th minute, right? If we get one back, then he puts a cross in and friggin', I don't know, Nkunku scores a header and we're back in it. Then does he go, okay, now it's worth risking Cole Palmer to try and advance into the next round? Is that what he's doing? Or is he just thinking, bun this, we've got Manchester United on Sunday, and if we win that, who knows what can happen in the Premier League this season? If we go and win the Premier League by a point and we score a last-minute winner at United at Old Trafford, then fine. We'll all look back at this and laugh. But in the meantime, bro, you don't even know we're going to qualify for God, hope we qualify for the conference. I mean, he'd probably be, in terms of European qualification, because if you win the Carabao, you qualify for the Europa League conference. He'll probably be thinking, I'd rather win the conference and qualify for the Europa as a backup. And then obviously the main target would be qualifying for the Champions League through finishing top 4/top 5. This is just very un-Chelsea for me. It's something that Maurizio Pochettino used to do at Tottenham, and it used to drive the Spurs fans mental. They'd just prioritise the league and not go for it. And I know this meant more to Newcastle. They needed a good moment, especially at home, and they got it. And credit to them, they did exactly what they needed to do. Again, like I said, they smelt blood early doors. They slapped us up big time. And then they just sat on the lead, did some time wasting, as is their right. You'd expect them to, in all things considered and the circumstances. And I'm just really annoyed, bro. I really, 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 at least bring them on later, I do genuinely feel like the Chelsea manager, right? He just looked at this and thought, it's pointless. Hopefully these men can sort out. My glasses are steaming up because I'm getting so angry. He was just like, they're not going to win this, and I'm not going to risk Palmer. I genuinely think he thought that. And I feel like, there'll be some people out there that think that's the right decision, but I don't. I want to win games and I want to win trophies. This is a winnable trophy. If we finish top 5, qualify for the Champions League, and win the Conference League, I will absolutely look at this season as a huge success. I respect the Conference League. I want to complete the set. I will think it's a nice opportunity for this Chelsea team to lift a trophy together. But why not win this as well? Like, you could totally do it. Do you know what I mean? Anyway, it's wound me up big time. I'm going to chill out, sleep on it. Let me know what you think. Comment down below. I'm keen to hear your thoughts. So thank you for commenting. Thank you for liking. Thank you for subscribing. And I hope to see you back here soon. Peace.